Alright, today I will be showing you how to make your own forge and heat treat knives for beginners. Basically the forge itself is just made out of bricks. Can be anything. I even used this for a while, which was kind of a pain because it was too big. But I just stacked 3 bricks along the sides and then left an opening here that I can cover with bricks, but I can also use a fan to get air in there to get the coals nice and hot. So that's basically the forge itself, and then I put bricks on the bottom. So actually making the forge does not have a lot to it if you're just going to use bricks. You can even use rocks, old barbecues, anything like that. Works really good. Alright, this is what my forge looks like when I have all my bricks stacked up on top of it. So there's a lot of room on top where I can get in there and stir the coals and everything. And then on the front is a nice wide opening, and I basically just put these there to hold in some air rather than it just all flying out the back. If it tries to go up, it will get pushed down. And then this is where I set my fan. Alright, there's just the wooden stuff I've sort of set in there. You don't really need like actual logs, you can just use twigs. And on the bottom, I don't know if you can see it, but I put a lot of pine needles down there because those light up really well. It helps get your fire going. I don't always use gasoline, but it helps if you're having trouble getting it started. I usually just use like cotton balls and Vaseline, sometimes lighter fluid, but most of the time I just use cotton balls and Vaseline because it's the easiest and most convenient and cheapest. Okay, so I got the fire going. I put like 5 cotton balls in there and lit them, so they're going pretty good. Probably take a bit for that to go. Well, what you actually need, you'll probably want some gloves because it can get really hot, eye protection, a fan of some sort. I've used plywood to fan it off before, but someone just gave me this forge fan, so it's going to be really helpful. Something to start the fire, obviously, and this will be one of the knives I'm heat treating today. So I will also be coming out with a tutorial soon on how to make knives, so be sure to subscribe for that. And you also need something to cool the knives in. It can be water, canola oil, or old motor oil, any kind of oil, whatever's easiest for you to get. So I just have motor oil, and yeah, I'll just pour that in there and cool it down later. But if you use water, there's a lot more you have to do with it, because water doesn't soak in like oil, so sometimes it can actually end up weakening your knife if you don't do it right. Alright, so I got my fan set up and I'm going to get ready to throw the knife in. Also, I forgot to say, you need something to pull the fire out of with. Sorry, pull the knife out of the fire with. And I don't really have anything good, I just have these clamps. So they work, but it's a lot nicer if you have pliers or something, long ones. I'm just going to throw this first one right there. Also, you can use hair blow dryers instead of the fan. Hair blow dryer works really well because the air it gives out is hot, but really anything works as long as you're getting a lot of oxygen to the fire. Alright, and here it is with my fan on. It's working pretty well. This is actually the first time I've used this fan, and I really like it so far. So basically, once the fire gets going good, you're just going to want to turn on your heat or air, whatever you have that's keeping the coals going, and let them burn down a lot till they're really small, and then they're basically just red coals, because that's what's going to get your knives really hot. Alright, getting ready to pour this in here. The knives are starting to get ready over there. So really just as much as you can get to actually soak the knife in so it can go all the way under. I just use this dog dish to hold my oil in. So let's take a look at these. And we're starting to get there. You also notice the knife handles aren't actually directly in the flames or on the coals. That's not really a big deal to have your handles super strong like that. It's basically just the knife blade you want. So if you're cutting something with it, it won't chip or anything. It is getting there. You can see these embers over here. That is basically how you're gonna want it. I just do that piece of plywood right on top, something staying in on the knives. Knives are right underneath that, and I think I'm gonna pull them out soon. All right, that is all that is left of the fire. It's really died down, and I've gotten burnt many times, but I think I'll be able to pull this one out with just one hand, and it's almost ready. And I'm using needle nose pliers because the only things we're not working. Alright, I don't know if you can tell on the video, but oh crap, I just got burnt again. Alright, so there that one goes. It was glowing red. I'm not sure if you could tell on the video, but that one goes. I think the other one was a little bit hotter. It was kind of hard to tell on the video that it was glowing red, so I don't have the best camera, but that is basically how you cool it. I just throw them in there to cool. The actual cooling of it is just throw it in whatever, unless you're using water. If you're using water, put it in for 1 second, pull it out, wait 3 seconds, and then put it in for 5 more seconds until it stops bubbling. I believe that is what you're supposed to do. Water can be very tricky though. Alright, and always make sure to put out the fire really well, because that was just the bricks smoking. There was barely any ash in there or any fire that was still going, but it was super hot. Alright, here are the knives now at the end. And if you hear someone say stir it in the oil, don't do that, because that can actually warp the knife, and that would just really stink at the end. You're just heat treating it, and then all of a sudden when you're stirring it, it warps. And that basically just ruins the knife completely. So just set it in there and do not stir it. So that is all of the heat treating video. I will not be doing any on how to finish the knife and put handles on it, but I will be coming out with a video later on how to do that. So please subscribe if you'd like to see that. And also I will have a tutorial on the stock removal method, so also subscribe for that. Thanks. Alright, this was one of the knives after I finished it and put handles on it. So if you want to know how to do this, please subscribe. I wanna swim away, but don't know